Oh my God, man, the financial system has come to an end. That's it. It's over. Good night. Could just make sure you got all your Bitcoin, gold and silver, firearms, bombs, and bullets. Hey, good evening, good afternoon, wherever you are, whenever you are. Thank you for watching. Thank you for coming on the stream today, man. Oh, wow. Well, you know what I'm going to be talking about, right, in today's stream, right? Yes, there is a lot of calamities in the market. What does it all mean? And why do I have this crazy title, right? Is what you really came here for. Like, what? What's going on? Why? Why is the financial system going to collapse? Well, it will collapse, but eventually. But here, I'm going to get into the that meat of this, right? And then we're going to talk about all the other stuff. Based on this is GPT, and it's responding to somebody who wants to know when the stock market's going to collapse, right? Based on my analysis, this is the Chat GPT. I predict that the stock market will crash on March 15th, 2023. The reason is for this is due to the combination of factors including increased inflation rates, decline in consumer spending, and geopolitical political tensions that have been building up over time. So ChatGPT is predicting the end of the system. Well, it might not be too far off, right? Because we are going to be talking about what has happened with Silicon Valley Bank and why and what we're going to be discussing what's going on, how this affects the market, how everything is basically getting a little bit dicey out there with USDC depegging as well. Oh boy, we've got a show for you today. So make sure you stay tuned. Also, you know what? I'm going to be answering some questions in the what's it called? The chat. I'm going to probably just reserve that for later. So yeah, check that out because it's going to be a fun ride. Okay, let's get on with it. With starting with the news of the day yesterday. Basically, in after probably after closing the closing bell or closing doors, that the Silicon Valley Bank collapsed. Fears of financial crisis after bank used by tech sector fails. Oof, Jesus. This is pretty bad, right? A lot of people, although you're talking like FDIC insurance, but you have to understand this bank had a lot of money. Um, Basically, it had like about two. It had like 20 billion in assets. So that means it's loans. When it says had 200 billion in assets, it means loans that they can sell to other banks. But that's whether it's mark to model or market is another issue. How are those loans? Is that valuation correct? Right? And basically it had about 175 billion in deposits. So that seems to cover its assets covers its liabilities in depositors, but not its liabilities, other liabilities that it may have, such as loans and so forth for other projects that they might be working on. And so, yeah, there's the problem, right? There's the rub. They could have a massive amount of loans that are that also have to be covered, and they actually take precedent. They might have take some of these assets as collateral against those loans. So that means that depositors may not get their full value. So with that said, right, at least the people who have, the 200 quarter of $1 million what's it called insurance. I don't know if the insurance company, the FDIC, actually um, discounts that from whatever assets they have to sell. to cover liabilities and but yeah, that's the case, right? If that's the case, then that would soften the blow for the other people. But if you don't have your quarter of $1 million, if you have lost more than a quarter of $1 million, if you had more than that in the bank, yeah, you might be waiting a while before you see any money, if you see anything at all, right? Because the creditors who have you're an unsecured creditor when you deposit money in a bank. Let me reiterate that for you so that you can understand how critical that is. You are an unsecured creditor. That means you are very last paid in a bankruptcy. Everybody else who is secured gets paid first. Right? So that's the way it goes. That's why owning a bank account probably not a good idea if you have more than what the insurance will provide in the case of event of a collapse. It's just the way it is, right? You have to accept it. So, with that said, right, you have corporations who deposit money into those banks, right? And it's usually a heavy amount of money. Unfortunately, one of those businesses that happen to deposit money into the bank happens to be what? That's right. US circles, right? USDC had 3.3 billion stuck with Silicon Valley Bank. Whew, that's a lot of hay. With zero security. Yeah, you know, I don't know about you, but if I had to put that kind of cash into a bank, which I would never do, but if I absolutely had to, I would have to be okay. I'm lending you this money. Well, I'm gonna be like a bank. You're gonna have to give me some security, cause I'm gonna need some assets before I lend you this kind of money. Right? Oh my God. Oh my goodness. So you're gonna have to make sure that those assets are like, I get paid on those assets first, right? In bankruptcy. Just so you know. Oh damn. But hey, I doubt they did that. I'd be surprised. It'd be sad that they didn't. They didn't think of that. I mean, I did. So why not? Why not? A circle unless they're running their business like a circus, clown circus, right? So instead of circle, it's really circus freak. Well, this has caused a massive depeg, right? Because they have so much money, right? They cause a massive depeg. Um, and you can see it here, right here. It started breaking down. I remember seeing this early this morning. And then if we head over to Coin Market Cap, let's see where they're at right now. It's pretty brutal. I'm sure we're gonna see something really, really scary here. So yeah. So what do you do? A lot of people I know, right, spread their USD across multiple stable coins, right? In the fear of, collapse. And I feel that the best stable coin to use is an algorithmic one. Why can't I just select that? Okay, well, it's just being a punk. There we go. So the best stablecoin is an algorithmic one, like the MakerDAO, right? I think it's the most trusted one if you want to choose a stablecoin, that is an algorithmic one and will most likely do well for you. Looks like they're up a little bit from last time. I saw it down like below 80 cents. 90 cents actually, sorry, 90 cents. and it must have pumped back up. I wonder if there's any. Okay, so we'll just wait for that to come up. And yeah, it's been a brutal ride. Yes, they did go below 90 cents and went as low as 88 cents. And hopefully they can restore this because hey, I mean I've seen USDT do this more than once, so maybe they can get back up off of their this disaster, right? Well, it's not all their money probably is stored at Silvergate, so yeah, they'll probably if people start to redeem their USDC they directly from Circle, then they'd probably get a whole dollar back, right? So the issue would be, will they have a run that ends up causing them to liquidate up to the point where they've lost that $3 billion that in Silvergate S what is it, SVB, not Silvergate, it's Silicon Valley, sorry, Silicon Valley Bank, right? That has gone bankrupt, basically. And but hey, you know what? They might be able to get some of that claw some of that money back. Hopefully they can, so that they do not go out of business because that's not going to help our our financial system or the crypto universe, right? And guys, it's pretty scary, right? But it's not the end of the world. We're going to see many uh, uh, system failures, collapses, and so forth of different financial products, both in the the crypto space or the regular financial space. Okay, so the financial system, yes, it's coming to an end. It is because it's based on exponential growth, right? And you can't have exponential growth. You just can't have it. It won't work long term, right? Because you've seen what happens when anything grows exponentially, right? You've done it studies in school, so I don't need to explain this to you all again, but I will, right? If you see something growing at an exponential, like for example, they have like bacteria in a petri dish. As it grows rapidly, eventually it dies off because it runs out of food and service, right? So that's the way it works, right? Same with the financial system. Same with a Ponzi scheme, right? It can't grow exponentially because you're going to run out of people that's going to actually try to join in the Ponzi scheme. Well, the same with our financial system. Because it needs you to create more and more economic activity exponentially, you can't do that uh, well, you can only do so much. And as innovators, as people who innovate and create things, we actually make things cheaper and make less things, not more. So, yes, thank you. Smash the like, guys, if you like this, and if you're interested in buying some Bitcoin, buying some crypto, right? Make sure you head over to okx.davincij15.com or bybit.davincij15.com. Links are in the description below. Okay, I'm going to quickly see if there's any questions here, but I'm not finished with my what's it called? My video today. So let's see. Richard Hart Hex is going to jail. Okay. Right. What happened to the USDC exposure? Now that what happened now that with DAI is not gonna has nothing to do with it. Does DAI have USDC exposure? How so? I mean, because it's this algorithmic stablecoin. It can't have exposure to USDC. Why? Because in order for you to have a DAI, create a DAI, you have to collateralize an Ethereum. So how does that work? How does USDC come into this picture? Oh, damn. Da Vinci, do you believe and trust what the Sheep dev team is doing? Um, I'm going to. I don't know. I heard that they're doing something cool, new and cool recently. A new chain. So I want to look into that. I haven't. I'll be honest. I haven't looked at it. So I need to check that out. To really see what it is because it's like, what? You're building a chain? Okay, cool. But you know what? For me, Shiba Inu was just mostly a joke, right? I mean, because I know it will go up, right? But at the same time, right? How long can this thing last as a meme coin, right? And so it doesn't have a long-term future. But who knows? I mean, if the developers keep providing value for the people to use it and for it to have some sort of use case, it could go on for a long time, right? Like any kind of business, right? Um, you could say, well, hey, a business is like not viable in the long term, but it can go for that, and that's true. Most businesses do collapse eventually, right? That's why in the Dow or the Dow 30, none of the original 30 stocks are there. It's not like you can say that every business in the world goes on and on forever. So this one probably will stick around for a while, the Shiba Inu, and before it collapses. But in between, it might do extremely well. And who knows? Maybe they can keep it running for more than your lifetime. Right? You just never know. Okay. Will Shiba go to $1? No, no. The question is, will it go to 1 cent? Right? $1. First, it's got to go to 1 cent. Oh my God. Well, eventually it probably will be $1, but you won't care about dollars, okay? At that point. So that's the real thing. Is cult real? Now, I'm hearing good things about cult, and I haven't had the time to look at it, honestly. I'm sorry. I wish I did. But I think I missed that boat, the cult boat. But I don't know. We'll see. I want to take a look because it's a pretty cool one. Okay, so let's go on to phew. So I want to talk about how we talked about all other things like Silvergate also shut down, but at least they're winding down. They're not actually going. Depositors are not going to lose their money. They can actually withdraw and stuff like that. But what does this collapse of this bank, right, um, is big, and it's like next to I think we can. I'm going to start looking into possibilities at the end of our financial system, really, because of this. Why? Because there's something called derivatives and credit default swaps, and these are not like regulated credit default swaps and so forth. These derivatives. And because of that, there could be an intertwine with the rest of the financial system, which causes a domino effect later down the line because of this bank failing, right? Because it's like almost like insurance policies against this kind of stuff, and these insurance policies pay out from other people's money, so it might wipe out a hedge fund or a retirement fund and stuff like that. Um, but it's usually done in such a way that it has to be more than just one bank or one bank failing. So it'll be interesting um, if how much of an effect this has. If this does have a massive knock-on effect, we'll see it very, very soon in the next few days. Oh, didn't somebody or something mention that in the next few days we will see the end of the market crash and stuff like that? Oh, that's right, ChatGPT. Well, let's see if it's prediction, which was kind of fake, right? Because it was just pretending to be somebody who knew what it was talking about. It wasn't actually using its knowledge to do so. So who knows? Well, this is an extinction level event, though. Also, the SPV for basically investors, people who have what's it called? You know, small investors or small VCs and small businesses, basically, because a lot of the banks customers were basically small businesses, startups, and so forth. So this is going to be a shocking blow, right? Silicon Valley Bank is heavily involved with all aspects of the startup scene, and the startup scene across all sectors, from biotech to crypto, and across all stages, from early stage outfits to companies that already went public. It is getting the rug pulled out from under it by the collapse of this consensual hallucinogen. What? I can't pronounce that. But anyways, yes. So they are collapsed. This has collapsed the bank. This bank has collapsed other businesses as well. I'm thinking like Jesus. Can you imagine? Most businesses run 100% on their finances in the bank, and they don't have any other assets like crypto that's held off of the bank. That's really bad. That's dangerous if you ask me. In this point in time, and because the bank doesn't own, you are lending the bank too much money. If you have, like, let's just take 10 to 20 million in a bank, you're going to lend it that much money? Think about that. Wow. Wow. On demand, right? Deposit, right? You might say, what's on demand deposit? I can withdraw anytime. Yeah, but it's still lending it to them, and try actually withdrawing and see what really happens. You'll see, no matter what bank, that they will try to hold it from you, and because they have to sell other assets in order to pay you that money. Okay, so keep that in mind. You need to keep the amount of money in your bank under the insurance, or you're going to get hurt. Mass extinction event is now the term used by VC community to describe what will happen to the vast majority of the startups when they run out of money. Yes, there's going to be it's going to be pretty brutal. They'll have to raise capital either by selling stocks or doing other fundraising and stuff like that. It's horrible. It's unattainable. And we could thank Gary Gensler for this protecting all those businesses and people. Right, they can sleep well at night now that Gary Gensler of the of the SEC is involved. Wow. Yes, he's taking care of you. Right? He's going after the BUSD, not the Circus USD. Good one. Good one. All right. Thank you, Gary Gensler, for helping us out. Right? And here we go. We've seen. Oh yeah, we took a look at this chart already. Oh boy. Let's just take a look. Let's go zooming in on here. Zoom. Can we see? All right, well, not much zoom there, but look, there's a lot of volume happening as people are moving. I'm wondering if any billionaire is buying up this USDC, because you get a massive percent return here on this, but it's too much of a risk, right? Um, to do that, because how do you get the liquidity out when you put it in? I guess you could do it by talking to U.S. Circle and seeing if they will be able to protect you with, you could always call them up and say, hey, you want me to help you out? You're gonna have to let me be collateralized against some of your actual assets, and they can do it that way. So that's the easiest way for them to pull this rabbit out of the hat. And yes, okay. So I want to answer some questions. So why don't we Leave some questions in the chat. I'm going to see what questions here. What was not Bitcoin created for times such as these? Yes, exactly. It was created for this, for times like this. All right. Well, there's 500 people watching. Thank you very much for coming to listen to me. I really appreciate it. Okay. There's another question here. Silver and gold. Oh, I used to say only silver and gold is money and nothing else, right? And that, well, before crypto and Bitcoin came along, that was true, right? Because you want money to be something that you can store your wealth in for the long term, and that's physical, real, has real value that nobody else can fake, can easily create out of nothing. And so that's why I believe in silver and gold. But now with Bitcoin, we have a better type of money. All right. Well, remember, hit the like, hit the subscribe, and if you want the better type of money, head over to okx.davincij15.com or bybit.davincij15.com. Links are in the description below. Okay. Um, Die repegging. Okay, so is die actually depegging? Oh, come on, really? Did it actually die, die actually depeg? Why would it do that? Damn, it did. How is this disconnected to? That is so strange. How this is connected to? I did not know that, guys. I honestly did not know that die was depegging from. It doesn't make any sense because it's an algorithmic coin. So effectively, they should be able to recapitalize this thing very quickly. That's weird. Did they actually do something different to the stablecoin? Uh, That's weird. Well, something has changed. I need to figure out what they've done. Those bastards. They must have done something. Yeah, because they have like well, let's find out. I will definitely read about what they've done differently to cause this depegging alongside with USDC. That's strange. Okay, let's see what other questions you guys have here. BUSD, same with USDT. I mean, here's the thing. I think USDT and BUSD are probably the better ones to hold. Wow. I would like, is USDT safe? I would say it's just as safe as Circle is, meaning that it could depeg, right, as well. Same with BUSD. They're pretty much the same. Um, I'm shocked, right, that DAI has depegged, but this is at least you can bet on DAI repegging, right? You could bet on it. You could buy that, and that's an easy bet. Easy bet to win on. Um, in fact, I might do some buying of that because it's easy money. It's just you just gotta wait the time until they do repeg it because it doesn't make any sense. But I will read about it, make sure that they haven't changed any of their rules, and then I'll see what happens, whether or not I buy. Okay. Will BTC bounce back to 22K next week? I don't know about next week, but it will. Bitcoin right now is just doing a little bit of a like dead cat bouncy castle, right? But it will eventually come back. Oh wow, it came back already. Jesus, on the 5 minute, Jesus, it came all the way back down on a Hail Mary return. Jesus. Here, I'm just sorry. I'm gonna bring up this short chart because I'm just looked at it quickly, and I can't believe it. It came back. Did it come back for a Hail Mary? Yes, it did. Look at that. Look at that. The Hail Marys are really nice on the 5 minutes. So for those of you who don't know what the Hail Mary is basically you buy the 78.6, right? And you take a 2 to 1 from the lows there, and that's it. That's how you do the Hail Mary. So it's 2 to 1. So 2 to 1 risk to reward ratio. Let's see if we can get it. There we go. Close enough. Right? And so it almost hit this 2 to 1. So risk to reward ratio. So if I was doing this, I'd probably move my stops a little bit to 50% to see if I can get my get this thing off. But yes, that was a sweet Hail Mary. Kind of missed that one. Um, I thought it was gonna come back, but yeah, I didn't think. I know that they were gonna play with the um the kids here on the weekend because they normally do. Okay, let's see here. Let's head over and see if there's any more questions. Yes, I know the title was super clickbaity. It has a cape on the back. The Superman, an S on its chest with the clickbait. Super clickbait. Okay. Will BTC work in the event of an EMP? Yes, it will. Here's why. Let's first off, an EMP is only localized, right? It's a localized event. So, right, the internet is designed to run if all the major cities are nuked, right? So, yeah, there it is. So, with that said, let's just say there's a solar flare, right? Which would wipe out all the electricity, but only one side of the freaking planet. The side that the sun was actually did the solar flaring on. so, so, yeah. Uh, and then on top of that, Bitcoin requires two things for it to work: a means of communications and somebody doing the math. so, so long as it could be a computer or a person, right, to do the math, and it will still work. That's how it's designed. All right. So no, so an EMP does not make Bitcoin worthless, right? A asteroid hitting the freaking planet the size of, I don't know, 5 kilometers or more will end Bitcoin, right? Because there's not because most of us would be dead, and the people who do know about Bitcoin would probably be long dead. Will be wiped out to be able to refix it, to build it up and make it better. So make it kind of function. So that would be that. So yeah, an asteroid. So if you are afraid that Bitcoin is going to die because of an asteroid hitting the planet, then you shouldn't buy it. Oh wait, you should buy some USDT or gold. Oh wait, that's right. You won't be here. Okay, so then that's not a point to worry about. How much BTC did I mine? I'm not going to disclose that, but most people somewhere somebody figured out how much it was somewhere. What headset am I using? Okay, I'm using a cool headset. It is from Shocks, right? It's a headset from Shocks. You can see, let's see if the camera, right? And it's pretty cool. I like it. So it's Bluetooth, right? And yeah, you hear the sound is pretty good, right? Hopefully it is good, because that would suck if it's not. Oh, I know render token. What do you think about it? I don't know anything about render token. Okay, what will happen if Satoshi Nakamoto moves his coins? Okay, um, yes, that would disrupt the market. Let's just pretend he did keep all those coins, which he didn't, and here's why. Right? Here's why he didn't keep those coins or keep the keys. Right? Um, he did it because the same reason I would have done it. Right? If I was the one who was building it, because I did want to build something similar. Um, One of the things I wanted to would want to know is is my techno what I've done correct? Can somebody figure out how to get my keys, right? And figure out my keys, reverse engineer my keys, and then private keys, and then move the money. Well, the best way to do that is to leave a whole bunch there for people to move, right? They're not going to be touched. They're just moved. They're there. They're the easiest way for a hacker or somebody smart to steal a lot of wealth, to take a lot of wealth. And so that's why I would leave it there. So it would be stuck there without I would move it, and but what I would do is probably leave a message somewhere, signing it, saying, "Hey, I'm not. I'm destroying all the keys. This key will be destroyed um, for these key." But the problem is the way it was designed. Um, it was not. It was not designed to do big. It didn't have what's called big. Bitcoin did not have HD wallets back then. Each key was generated separately um, from when Bitcoin in the early days of Bitcoin. So every single key that he had generated, and I believe he didn't use the same key for the mining. I think he used different ones. That was all available. So that's all available for. So he couldn't just sign one. So he'd have to sign multiple. So that's the only problem. But yeah, I would have left a message saying, "Hey, I'm not moving any of these," basically. Um, and if somebody does, then you know that it's actually um, a somebody has actually broken it, right? And I think he did it in the early days and didn't say anything because he just figured, oh, well, maybe somebody can break it here, so I'm gonna just leave this available for somebody, and then that's it. So as it gets some value, then somebody will try to take it, and nobody has. Okay, somebody, how to keep seed phrase safe? Okay, it's really simple. This one this is very important because I have my personal trainer. He has his seed phrase somewhere in a suitcase somewhere, and I'm like, face palm. Do not do that. Do not put it in your underwear drawer. Do not put it in your pillow. Do not put it in your nightstand. Do not, do not put your seed phrase anywhere but a safe. Go buy one. Go buy You don't have to spend $150. You can just spend $50. Just something with a lock, right? And stick it in there. Why? Because one, you know where it is, right? Two, right? Your family can go get it back. So keep things simple, all right? Don't go overboard. Don't try to be fancy, right? You're like, well, what if somebody steals it? Well, you know what? Honestly, if you're afraid of that and you have large sums, what you need to learn is that your seed phrase can have a passphrase as well, meaning that you could have a password where the money, the default wallet, when they take the wallet and they can put it in, they're like, oh, there's nothing here, but it is there under a different password phrase, right? And so you could effectively with if you use like Trezor or something like that, you could have a gun to the head passphrase where, okay, here it is, here's my passphrase, and then boom, then you show them that you show them a lot of crypto, but not as much as your main amount that you do have in the same key, and that's how you deal with it. Okay, so fireproof bags, no, you need a tamper-proof bag to best store your seeds. Um, if you're talking more advanced levels, right? A tamper-proof bag is not really advanced level, but you can just buy one. These are cheap, right? And you put that in there. Also, I would suggest you get what's it called? If we head over to let me just go to let's see here. Trezor DaVinciJ15.com. So remember to head over to treasure.davincij15.com or Ledger. I prefer Treasure though. And I think they sell. Let's see here. Where are their products? Confirm. They do sell what's called crypto steel. Treasures. Okay, looks like they stopped. So I don't see any products here. Coins, app, learn. Yeah, they don't have a product page anymore. So let's go and find the crypto steel. Maybe at ledger.davincij15.com. Right there, have this new ledger that's pretty cool that you might want to check out. Right, this is for for your what's it called, NFTs as well, right? So let's see products. Let's see if they have the crypto steel, because that was something that you should use. Did this thing freeze? See all products. Alrighty. Maybe we're here and it just didn't. Yeah, we're here already. So let's see here. They have packs, accessories. So under the accessories, maybe there it is. This one right here. It's called Billfold now. Foddle? Billfoddle. That's okay. So somebody just renamed it, repackaged it. This is okay, the crypto steel tubes, but I prefer to use this one because it's easier to read, right? This one I've never tried, so I don't know if it's any good, but I like this one best. So that's what you'd get. So this it survives a fire and stuff like that, flooding and all that kind of good stuff. So this is what you should purchase basically. If you have a hardware wallet and you want to secure your seed phrase the best way you can. Okay, guys, I'm gonna call it a day, right? And hope you learned a lot from this video. Let's see here. There's a lot of questions being sent out. The text is just going, the chat's gone haywire with people. Crypto tag, okay, yeah. Which coin to invest in now? I'm sorry, dude. Everybody asks me that. What does Bitcoin range chart V2? I can't look at that right now. I just want to see if there's any quick questions I can answer. Nope. All right, so I'm going to call it. All right, thank you all for watching. Thanks for being here. Really appreciate it. Hit the like, hit the subscribe, and we'll see you guys on Monday. Cheers.